Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Varun Kaushal and I am a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. Today I am going to discuss about right to oxygen as a fundamental right under Article 21. Today the country is facing an unprecedented crisis. Seeing our people waiting in queues and dying while waiting for oxygen is very painful. The Supreme Court has termed the crisis as one of national emergency. Whether an emergency be imposed in such crisis when people are dying consequential for the shortage of oxygen. The Constitution of India 1950 provides for three types of emergencies: national emergency, constitutional emergency, or that is also called as President's Rule, financial emergency. So what is national emergency? National emergency can be declared on the basis of war, external aggression, or armed rebellion as per Article 352. Now what is constitutional emergency? Article 356 empowers the President to issue a proclamation if he is satisfied that a situation has arisen in which the government or of a state cannot be carried or in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. Now what is financial emergency? Article 360 empowers the President to proclaim a financial emergency if he is satisfied that a situation has arisen due to which the financial stability or credit of India or any part of its territory is threatened. Considering the present situation, be it the LEGIS led government or NDA led central government, the scarcity of oxygen and oxygen cylinders kept the citizens on their toes. The Delhi High Court rebuked the Aam Aadmi Party government on the distribution of medical oxygen supply and handling of the coronavirus pandemic in the national capital. The central government was also criticized by the constitutional courts for failing to ensure sufficient oxygen supply across the country. Several hundreds of patients succumbed as several hospitals ran out of oxygen. This clearly shows how the coronavirus pandemic was mishandled. As far as right to life as enshrined under Article 21 is concerned, it is the heart of all the fundamental rights. Any fundamental right can be brought into operation or is meaningful only when the lives are saved. It should be available to all and be exercisable by all at all the times everywhere. It is considered as an inalienable facet of the basic human life. The fundamental rights are enforceable, which implies that the state has the primary duty to uphold and safeguard them. It further clarifies the very purpose of bringing states into existence. State cannot evade from its duty of upholding right to life by simply blaming the system which otherwise in the state itself. No doubt it is true that the citizens too have fundamental duties, but it's the state which has the primary responsibility vice fundamental rights. It is also to be noted that only the current central government but the previous governments had spent a very small proportion of their GDP. How can the government forget that protection of sanctity of right to life is its foremost duty? Human life is impossible without right to life. Today, human beings are running from pillar to post in search of oxygen in order to save lives, as it's this oxygen without which this right to life will be meaningless, as lack of oxygen even for few minutes will end human life. In MC Mehta versus Union of India, the Supreme Court held that air pollution in Delhi caused by vehicular emissions violates the right to life under Article 21 and directed all commercial vehicles operating in Delhi to switch to CNG fuel mode or safeguarding the health of the people. In the Church of God in India versus KKR Majestic Colony Welfare Association, the Supreme Court observed that noise pollution amounts to a violation of Article 21 of the Constitution. In the landmark case, Bangalore Citizens Welfare Forum versus Union of India, the Supreme Court allowed standing to a public-spirited social organization for protecting the health of residents of Vellore. In this case, the tanneries situated around the river Palar in Vellore were found discharging toxic chemicals in the river, thereby jeopardizing the health of all the citizens. The court asked the tanneries to close their businesses. Not restricting itself, the Supreme Court further held that right to sound sleep falls within the ambit of right of life. In the case of Kharak Singh versus State of Uttar Pradesh, what would be done with the GDP when life itself cannot be protected? A person is able to sleep only when there's life, but this right to sound sleep is also meaningless when right to life is explicitly violated. The Supreme Court in the case of Mohini Jain versus State of Karnataka ruled that the right to education is a fundamental right that flows from the right to life. In Article 21 of the Constitution, even right to reputation was also held to be a part of right to life. In the case of Sunil Batra versus Delhi administration, the Apex Court held that the fact that a person is legally in prison does not prevent the use of habeas corpus to protect his other inherent rights. Also in Prem Shankar Shukla versus Delhi administration, it was held that no prisoner shall be handcuffed, fettered routinely for convenience of the custodian's escort. When right to speedy trial has also been declared as an inseparable facet of Article 21 in the Hosnaira Khatun and others versus Home Secretary, State of Bihar, then why can't right to speedy supply of oxygen? To my understanding, when we have reached so far as to declare right to electricity and right to pollution-free water as parts of Article 21, then right to oxygen ought to top the list. The importance of right to life under Article 21 can be understood from this fact that even during emergency, even when India is at war, still this right can't be taken away. Even when the security of India is threatened, still this right is a non-derogative right. Why we couldn't make preparations for making ventilators, makeshift hospitals and other medical equipment during the past year? No doubt, along with this system, we as citizens have also failed in upholding this right at this sensitive point of time. By criticizing each other won't solve such problems. It is the need of the hour for us to come together and fight this pandemic. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions regarding the video, please do ask in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe the channel LEXCLIQ.